You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, we're going to continue to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict when it comes to sports. Because now, folks, the Marxist NBA of China released a statement yesterday talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Kind of funny, that they would actually talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, but they remain silent when it comes to the atrocities going on in China. The NBA, they cannot be trusted when it comes to social justice. They are pro-criminal. And boy, the tweet that they put out was absolutely pathetic. They are getting roasted on Twitter. And we're going to be diving into that, man, because this is not a surprise coming from the NBA. They are the most woke sports league out there, and they are pro-criminal. They don't say anything about stand-up, law-abiding citizens. It's all about the criminals to them. I mean, this is the league that started boycotting games over Jacob Blake. And of course, we know that Kyle Rittenhouse is tied to the Jacob Blake thing because the riots out there started because of Jacob Blake. It all goes back to him. Jacob Blake is the reason why Kenosha was burning. Jacob Blake is responsible for that. So we're going to be diving into what the Marxist NBA of China had to say about this in this video, guys. First, make sure you go over to the Black and White Network merch store, get your merch. Best-selling shirts right now, Media is the Real Virus, Socialism Media, and LaChina James. Use the discount code LaChina Suts, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 21% off your purchase, folks. So, this is the statement here from the Marxist NBA of China about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Now, the NBA, they're supposed to be about sports, so they're speaking out on something that has nothing to do with sports. But I digress. So you see here, statement from National Basketball Social Justice Coalition Executive Director, James Tagogan, I guess that's where you pronounce his name, on the verdict in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Funny, but they mentioned nothing about China. It says here, our thoughts are with the families of those whose lives were taken in this tragedy. The right to peacefully protest is a bedrock of our democracy, and the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition remains committed to preserving that right for all. Any forms of vigilantism in our society are unacceptable. So here, guys, they're calling Kyle Rittenhouse a vigilante. And they're calling the rioters down there peaceful protesters. And we know, folks, that is a lie. That is not what happened. Kyle Rittenhouse was surrounded by a mob of rioters. I mean, these people were rioting over there. But you know what? The NBA wants to spread a false narrative here, but the people that are replying to them on Twitter, they know the real truth, and the NBA is getting roasted for this. So check this out. This person here gives the NBA nothing but thumbs down and says a jury was impaneled, listened to the evidence, and deliberated for days. That's the bedrock. You need to retract this statement and apologize to the jury. The judge, by the way, was appointed by a Democratic governor. Isn't that what you want? Of course, we know that the Marxist NBA of China is in bed with the Socialist Democrats. That's not good enough for them because, evidence doesn't mean a thing to the NBA. And I'm pretty sure that the NBA didn't watch 1 second of this trial because they're more concerned about, their financial situation and China. All they're going to do is just virtue signal over this. Let's read some more of these comments here. It says, nothing says peaceful protest like busting someone's head with a skateboard, a foot, and pointing a gun at someone. Bravo, NBA, bravo. Because we know that Kyle Rittenhouse was assaulted with a skateboard. But to the NBA, they are peaceful protesters. 100% a complete lie. Another person here says, we all support the right of peaceful protest. What happened in Kenosha was not a peaceful protest. It was a riot. It was anarchy. Many business owners lost everything. Insurance did not cover their losses. Self-defense is not vigilantism. You are so wrong. You are on the wrong side of history. I couldn't have said that any better right there. But did the Marxist enemy of China raise any money for these business owners that lost their business? Of course not. Of course not. You know, they're more concerned about the Jacob Blakes of the world. They can care less. To them, Kyle Rittenhouse should have just said, all right, guys, you got me. Just go ahead, beat me up, and possibly kill me. If that happened, guys, the NBA would have said nothing. Nothing whatsoever. This other tweet here, reply to their tweet says, this peaceful protest, and you see nothing but burning right here. You see, I guess this is an auto dealership with nothing but fire. Does that look like a peaceful protest? Absolutely not. Next one says, no, I think they mean this one, which is nothing but fire, nothing but burning. Definitely not a peaceful protest. Now, I love this one right here. This doesn't have anything to do with Kenosha, but this person tweets to them, go on, and it shows the Muslim Uyghurs in the concentration camps in China. But of course, you know, the NBA has nothing to say about that, so I digress. Next one says, where does the NBA stand on burning and looting of U.S. cities? They're perfectly okay with the burning and destruction of cities. They're perfectly okay with that. Have you guys not been paying attention to the NBA? They're perfectly okay with that. They're not perfectly okay with police protecting people. Guess what? Jacob Blake, the police were called because Jacob Blake was up to no good. He was doing some vile things that we can't even repeat on this video because Jacob Blake is a monster, an absolute monster. And this is a good one right here. If you're wondering why attendance and ratings are down, this post is a great example. Absolutely. The NBA ratings are in decline. Probably up a little bit from, the bubble, but the NBA, its best days are long gone. The NBA is in bed with the Democrats, the socialists, and in bed with communist China. They're not our friends. The NBA used to be a very, very great league. David Stern, the Jordan era back in the 80s and 90s, loved that era. This one right here is a bunch of lies, completely a bunch of lies. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, the NBA just does not get it. Always siding with the criminals, siding with the rioters, but they have nothing to say on China. They put out this statement right here, but don't say a thing about China. Tone deaf. And I'm glad that people were roasting them on this ridiculous statement. That was not peaceful protesters. That was rioters. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.